Welcome to Channel 18 News. I'm Jim Rogers. National Weather Service has issued a flood warning for the South Sulphur River near Cooper until late Monday night or until the warning is canceled. At 10:15 a.m. on Monday, the river stage was at 15.72 feet. 16 feet is flood stage. It was expected to reach that sometime Monday afternoon. A few rural roads will begin to flood if the river does flood in that area. Also, Hopkins County and surrounding counties, several other counties in north and central Texas, are under a flood watch in effect until 7 a.m. Tuesday morning. Rainfall amounts in the flood watch area will average between 3 and 5 inches, with isolated 7-inch amounts possible. A flood watch means conditions are favorable for heavy rain, which may lead to flooding of low-lying areas. That flood watch could be extended as rain is expected to continue through Tuesday. Laura Wyatt, age 39, was found dead in her home, the victim of an apparent gunshot, and her husband, Stephen Roy Wyatt, age 60, is in Christus Mother Francis, Sulphur Springs, with a wound from an apparent gunshot. Local law enforcement and Texas Ranger John Vance continue their investigation into the incident that occurred Sunday at the Wyatt home on Rockdale Road. Police from Sulphur Springs were dispatched to the 900 block of Rockdale Road when witnesses heard arguing between a male and female inside the house at that location. Gunshots were also heard. The end result inside the house was Mrs. Wyatt dead and Mr. Wyatt wounded. Wyatt was transported to Christus Mother Francis Hospital ER by Hopkins County EMS. Witnesses told police they heard arguing and then a gunshot. Several more gunshots followed the first. First officers on the scene called for a special response team made up of SWAT and EMS personnel. Once inside the house, the officers found the female dead from the apparent gunshot and the man wounded. Wyatt had been arrested in September of this year for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon when he was accused of striking his wife in the head with the bottom of a pistol and chasing her around with the weapon. When Sulphur Springs police responded to a disturbance involving a 2014 Mustang that was westbound at the 120-mile marker on Interstate 30, the officer made a traffic stop in reference to a criminal investigation of a reported kidnapping. Nancy Lynn James, age 47 of Sulphur Springs, gave the officer a false name and incorrect birth date when identifying. She possessed no valid driver's license at the time of her arrest at the scene. James is in Hopkins County Jail, held on Hopkins County warrants for theft of property less than $2,500, 2 or more previous convictions, 2 warrants for forgery of a financial instrument, a Hunt County warrant for retaliation, and failure to ID, fugitive from justice. She's being held in Hopkins County Jail on a total of $251,000 in bonds. Texas Region 4 Emergency Medical Task Force conducted a muster and deployment drill Friday at Christus Mother Francis Hospital in Sulphur Springs. The tabletop discussion and drill focused on responding to and receiving nursing and resources in a disaster. The Emergency Medical Task Force is a state and federally funded program with the mission of creating state deployable medical teams regionalized for response mobilization and readiness.
There's something fun going on in Sulphur Springs and Hopkins County. It's called Bras for a Cause, and it is part of October's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Now, the Hopkins County Healthcare Foundation has joined in with a fundraising Bra Vegas display contest this Thursday night. Let's find out more from Meredith Cadell.
Well, we are hosting, they do them across the country. We're hosting a Bras for the Cause event, and ours is called Leaving Bras Vegas. And people in the community and at the hospital and all over town have been creating bras in 3 different categories. One category is Vegas, because that's our theme for the gala this year. The other category is awareness, and the third category is business. So we have seen bras that have roulette wheels attached to money attached, pennies. I think I saw Alliance Bank, City National's got bras. I mean, everywhere I turn, I've never spoken about bras as much as I have over the past couple of weeks. But it's really exciting. It's a great way for us to raise money. This year's project is to purchase a 3D mammography machine for the hospital, which is huge. It reduces the amount of callbacks. You know, the worst thing you can ever do when you have a mammogram is them call you back and tell you that they might have seen something, and then you have to wait. This 3D mammo machine gives you the opportunity. It reduces callbacks by like 65%, which is pretty incredible. And so it's a great opportunity for us to have one of those machines here in Hopkins County. So that's what we're raising money for. And the way it works is people have made bras, and it's $1 a vote. And so some of them have already been raising money prior to today, and they'll turn their money in. And then Thursday night at City Hall, we will have all of these bras on display by category, and you can purchase a ticket or 5 or 10 tickets, each for $1, and then you'll just place your ticket in your favorite bra, and whoever wins, the top money raiser will win an award. And then we also have judges that will pick the top bra in each category as well. So we'll give out 6 awards that night. The event goes from 6 to 8 at City Hall. Dub and the Love Machines will be playing live music. We'll have refreshments, and it'll just be a really fun night to, you know, mostly the main thing is early detection is key. And so breast cancer awareness is so important for women to realize that the earlier, if there is something there, the earlier it's detected, the much greater chance they have at survival. So that's really our message, and so that's what we're doing.
Well, so can anyone still enter a decorated bra?
They have till the end of the day today to enter.
So there's lots of entries.
There are tons of entries. You know, this was our first time to ever host this event. Greenville's had an incredible event. They just did theirs last week, and I think they raised like $180,000.
Wow.
It's amazing. They've been doing it for many years. And so we just decided that since we were doing a mammography machine, it was a perfect year for us to try this. We expected to have, you know, maybe 15, 20. And there's 17 just amongst the hospital. And then I've seen everybody's been really cute. They've been texting me pictures of theirs or putting them on Facebook and trying to get support. So it's been incredible. And I think it's just because women realize how important it is to stay on top of it, to go get a mammogram. And I think it's just kind of hit home with a lot of women to want to do a bra and to really focus on the importance of early detection and how important it is for us to have this type of machine. Because most of the time, if you're going to get a 3D mammo, you're going to go to the Metroplex. That means taking off a day from work. And then if they find something, you know, 2 weeks later, you have to go back. And this way, we'll be able to do a 3D mammo here. If the radiologist finds something, they can actually do a biopsy on site. So it won't be a matter of back and forth and back and forth. And so we're really trying to make it a great service here at our hospital to offer women in Hopkins County and men too. So. Another
advancement by Christus Mother Frances Hospital.
We are really working hard to make sure that we have top of the line equipment that provides great health care for everybody here in Hopkins County and the surrounding area.
Well, I wish we had a whole bunch more time to talk about it, but the ones that are in one of the 3 categories, let's say business. Mm-hmm. So at a burger place, I saw the bras on a little board, and it's got hamburger buns on it, and so that will stay at its place of business.
No, all of them will be at City Hall. So you just have to go to one location to see them all. They'll just be divided into categories. So you'll be able to see all of the business ones some of them will be on tables, some will be hanging on racks and things like that, and you can see all of the ones that are business, then all of the ones that are breast cancer awareness, and all of the Vegas themes, and you vote that night. So
you showed me a picture of one that has to do with Relay for Life, and it's Take the Step.
Yes, Gina. Oh, I'm going to slaughter her last name, so I'm not even going to bother. But she does Relay for Life, and so hers is purple, and it's beautiful, and it's got a road sticking out from the bodice, and it's got shoes on it, and it says, beating cancer one step at a time. Okay. So it's It's pretty exciting. I mean, they're really cool. I encourage people to come Thursday night from 6 to 8 at City Hall. It doesn't cost anything to get in. You just can, you could even spend just $1. I mean, obviously we're trying to raise money, but it's a cheap night to come see some really creative people who've created some amazing bras.
So if you have already bought tickets, let's say at a place of business where the bra is on display, you can buy some more.
Absolutely. And it's just little tickets. I mean, it's basically us just keeping it from people shoving dollars into an envelope, and we thought it would be a lot better if we did tickets. So they'll just buy little tickets. We'll have lots of people selling them on Thursday night, and they can just, if they want $10 worth, they can get 10 tickets and just go pick their favorite bras and vote for them.
So it's always fun to have a competition, and it's always fun to help a good cause in our town.
Absolutely.
Okay, then so City Hall Thursday night.
Yes, ma'am, from 6 to 8, and we'll announce the winners about 8:15. We're hoping we'll be able to announce them by 8:15. So.
Okay.
And there's several businesses downtown that are doing give back nights. I know Magic Scoop and the Potato House. I think Wednesday night, Corner Grub House is doing a give back. So if you get on there and eat, a percentage will go to their bra or to the foundation, just depending on how they're doing it. But so hopefully people will go downtown and have a nice little meal and then come visit us and check out all the cool bras, listen to live music, and have a good time.
Thank you, Meredith, for bringing this to us.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Sounds fun.
Here's Don Julian with sports.
First in news, the Wildcats marching band continues to be plagued by rain. A Saturday contest and the UIL regional contest on Tuesday are impacted. A regional contest may be coming to the SSHS multipurpose building. I talked with Wildcats band director Spencer Emmert on Monday morning.
This is the year of the gully washer rain issues constantly. Everybody's dealing with it, so it's not just Sulphur Springs, but our contest was canceled on Saturday at Mount Pleasant, unfortunately. We had a great rehearsal in our indoor facility. We're thankful to have that facility. And so the band got better on Saturday, which was a great thing. UIL contest is slated for tomorrow. And with the threat of weather, we're looking at having to change those plans as well, which plans are in the mix right now for hopefully something that will work out.
That sounds like some indoor facility, and you've had some experience. You've had a contest that actually where bands had to perform indoors, and I guess it's a different dynamic. Now, I know the band does use that for various and sundry reasons for the weather and stuff, but what kind of dynamic is it for the band to perform indoors?
It's a quite a bit different. The sound has a lot more reverberation, more resonance, which sometimes can be kind of a positive for the sound of a band. But the listening challenges kind of come up. You're hearing echoing in this and that. The judges are literally right on top of you. They're not able to pull back and see the velocity of the drill and scrutinize the picture, so to speak. So what ends up and happens is the judges get to focus on individual marchers, whereas when they're pulled up real high in a press box, they're looking at the band as a collective ensemble. So they can listen to the band as an ensemble, but they're now zeroing in on individuals. So an individual being in step and having that body carriage that's expected for the UIL standard becomes that much more important because the scrutinization of an individual is just that becomes the new standard. And so when I was at Winsboro 3 years ago, we marched our area contest to try to qualify for the state marching contest in indoor in Carthage. So I do have some experience in that. We're fortunate to have the facility so our kids feel comfortable in it. And so I'm hoping that all in all, we'll get the contest in, the kids can have a great run, and we can hopefully get past all this weather.
And we're fortunate to have one of the larger, we have extra, and a lot of them are 50-yard fields or something. It seems like we're at least 100, I guess. And is it big enough to maneuver around and do everything you need to do end to end and side to side? Yeah,
we actually have a full 120-yard indoor practice facility with 2 full end zones. It is very rare, I've come to find out. And so it's as far as the performing ensemble, it's not a problem. We have a full reign of what we need. There is a sideline, a big enough sideline, I think, to have our front ensemble and our electronics all set up okay there as well. The only issue is just squeezing those judges in there. And so we have a plan to be able to do that if it comes to that. Yes, we're really fortunate to have our facility. We say thank you for that, and you know, I'm getting calls from lots of groups wanting to borrow this thing because it is a great facility. So for that, we're fortunate.
Let's get the most important thing out there. Will the grid fit inside the multipurpose?
Yes, we are thankful. One of the perks of having to be indoors is there will be no issue with us getting our grid tarp down. We have only gotten to perform with that now one time, and that was at our first home game a few weeks ago. Incidentally, at Ennis, we got to perform our full show, and the kids had just played a dynamite show. But with that wind coming up, we weren't able to use our tarp. So if this comes to fruition, then at least we'll get to use our grid. So that's kind of cool.
In sports, the Lady Cats volleyball team is 2-0 in the second half of district play after a hard-fought 3-2 win over Lindale Friday in Wildcat Gym. The Lady Cats are 3-4 in district play, and they are tied for third place. They play Greenville, also 3-4 in district play at Greenville on Tuesday night. I talked with Lady Cats volleyball coach Justin Manus on Monday morning.
Big win against Lindale. And it's probably a win that'll weigh heavy as district comes to an end. We still have a long road to hoe. You know, it'd be nice to get another win tomorrow night against Greenville, which would be tough to do at their place. But getting a win there would really put us in a mix for a possible good seeding.
Yeah, you're down there at 1-4 after the first half. You're in fifth place.
Right.
But what a victory or two will do, you're in third place tie now.
Yeah, we're in a third place tie, and that's the key is holding on to it. You know, if we could win out, I think we could really solidify that third place spot. You know, which would be a lot better than going in fourth. But, you know, we have to take care of business now, and the girls know that, and hopefully the win against Lindale gave us a little bit of energy to get that done.
Thought your stats were real interesting. It said a team record on there for Sadie Stroud for digs.
She had 31 digs, which is impressive for any libero, but she did. That was a team record in digs for sure. She had a great night. We had other hitters step up and have a really good night. Everything was really spread out. Aubrey Oliver stepped up in the fifth set and had some really big serves for us, got us some aces, and you know, just some people stepped up when they needed to. They did their job.
I thought Maddie Vickery had 10 kills. That was impressive. And Sadie Washburn had a lot of kills and a lot of other things, serves and stuff.
Yes, Sadie might have played one of her best matches she has in a long time. And Maddie Vickery looked really good from the right side. She was able to put the ball down. It was just an absolute battle. You know, anybody that was there watching, they got really good volleyball.
Yeah, that's kind of the way this district. You've had 4 in a row at home, 5 setters.
Yes, I'm hoping we don't have too many more of those. I'm hoping that they're shorter and we're on top for sure. But you know, we're going to get wins however we can get them. You know, if it takes 5 sets, it takes 5 sets.
We talked about the three-way tie, or the third place tie, and Greenville's a part of that. We're both 3-4 in district, and so you're right. It's a huge contest over there Tuesday night.
Yes, most definitely. You know, we got to get our minds right, go over there and just play the best we can and see what happens. You know, if we can win tomorrow night, that's going to be a huge turnaround in district for sure.
When we go back to Sadie Stroud for just a moment, I think about her back there, and when those big boppers from the other team hit the ball so hard, it almost always goes right at, it's like they aim it at her, and she's got to be up to the task on those digs.
Well, you know, we put her back in that position for a reason. We want our block to make the hitters go that direction so she can pass it. And so that just means that we're running our defense well, and we have the right person back there passing the ball.
The Lady Cats basketball team will be having their first official practice of the season on Wednesday. The new Lady Cats basketball coach is Brittany Tisdale, who replaces Coach Jeff Chapman, who left to coach at Paris. Coach Tisdale, who has Paris ties, is ready to get going.
A bad week to start. It's awful outside, but it's good. I'm ready to start. I've been waiting to start. It's a long off season, waiting until October.
One thing, obviously, that always impacts the basketball team, the volleyball team, and you just have to wait until their season's over and hope they do really well.
Yeah, well, that's what I told Coach Manus. I wish no ill will in his season. I want them to do really well, but I can't wait to get the volleyball girls so we have our full team and we can really go and see what we're working with for this year.
Now, some of them will be with you. I'm sure they're probably kind of like straight basketball players that aren't involved in anything else.
Yes, right now I have 5 seniors that are straight basketball, so I'm already getting to work with them and see what they can do. And then we'll get quite a few from volleyball, though, so that we'll have to wait for. But I'm getting to see most of the freshmen. I have most of them already. I'll only get 2 of them from volleyball, and then, like I said, the 5 seniors. So.
Now, you were here some this summer. I know you had some open gym and some of that kind of stuff, so you got a chance to kind of mix and mingle with the team and that sort of thing.
Yes, I did. And then I put them in a tournament, a little Saturday tournament where I got to see them play a little bit this summer. So I got to see some of the volleyball girls that could make it then. Not all of them. They couldn't all make it that Saturday, but they had already had softball games and things like that. But I did get to see quite a few of them play this summer, so.
And give us your background. We know your father is a boys basketball coach at Paris, and so tell us what you've done.
Yes, my dad is the boys basketball coach at Paris, so I've been around basketball my entire life. I've been in a gym ever since I was a toddler, and always on a bus. And so, of course, played my whole life, and then I started coaching at Cooper. That was my first job. I took an assistant basketball job for 2 years at Cooper, and then I went to Paris High and was the assistant basketball coach there for 3 years. And then I took my first head job at Corsicana Mildred for the 2 years before this, and now I'm here.
And you had some success there, got in the playoffs and stuff.
We, when I took that team over, they had won 5 games before I got there. So I knew going into that it was going to be a challenge and a turnaround. But yes, we ended up recovering from that and winning 16 games. So we did pretty good considering where they had come from. So for a turnaround in 2 years, I was pretty happy. It was the first time they had made a championship game in like multiple years. So they made a championship game of a tournament. We did pretty well that my last year there. So I was pretty happy with that.
All right. And you're still working, trying to maybe get a scrimmage together or something in early November.
Yes, hopefully we'll get to scrimmage before we take our first game against Rains on November 9th, but we'll see if someone wants to scrimmage us.
We always seem to start, I think it's at least the 3rd straight season that we started with Rains, so we'll have another shot at them. Will that be a home game here or there?
That is a home game. We are on our schedule. It says Friday, but there's football still going on, so we're changing it to that Saturday. I believe it's the 10th, and we'll play around 10 a.m. JV will start. We'll play around 10 a.m. Then varsity will follow right after.
The Wildcats and Lady Cats golf teams don't play much as teams during the fall semester. Both teams were scheduled to play in a tournament at the Sulphur Springs Country Club Monday, but it was rained out. According to Wildcats Athletic Director Greg Owens, that tournament has been rescheduled for Thursday at the Country Club, weather permitting.
Thanks for watching Channel 18 News. Have a great evening.